When the Warriors signed Kevin Durant, their famed small ball death lineup morphed into something even more devastating to their opponents. And since this group was forged in a meeting on the beach in New York, it became known as the Hampton Five. With the perfect balance of elite offense and defense, this lineup has blown out the opponent both years it has been together, and the versatility on defense was on full display versus the Pelicans in round 2. Knowing how good each defender is individually allows them the freedom to swarm the ball, knowing there is plenty of aggressive help on the weak side to finish off the play. More swarming as the ball handler gets into the paint, they've got 3 long and athletic players surrounding him to either deflect the pass or force the miss. Watch Klay double down off the post as his man cuts by, and when Klay hustles to get back and then gets beat, it's Draymond who's patrolling the paint and protects the rim. While we're on the subject of Draymond, the whole defense functions at a devastating level because of his quarterbacking and rotating. As Steph gets caught around the tough screen, watch Draymond pounce, then a second effort for the rebound, knocking it so AD can't get it but Curry can. Draymond is the best at dropping back in pick and roll coverage, but using his effort and speed to recover to contest this short miss into a shot. And Draymond can guard any position on the court, here showing absolutely perfect defense in the Pelicans' best player, reducing him to a tough turnaround that almost airballs. This group can also switch whenever they want to, as Klay switches to Holiday, which forces the offense to stay trapped along the sideline. Then Draymond switches out onto the ball, good contest, and Klay gets physical with AD to not allow him the offensive rebound. So much of their offense is triggered by the defense, and this possession is again notable because of Draymond's ability to switch onto the ball handler, quickly read the lob play, then get up in the air and force the miss. And when you miss like that, the Warriors have one of the fastest fives in the league, and they'll score on you in a hurry. Offensively, it's very hard to keep up with the constant cutting and movement, particularly with Steph Curry. When he can't create something off the dribble, watch him as he sprints across the floor, then around the screen, sprinting back to the right side. When Klay sees Curry coming at him, it triggers an automatic pin down, and if he's open, they're going to find him every time. All 5 guys can bring the ball up at any time, and they can put KD on opposite sides as Steph to exert maximum stress on the defense. The double team triggers a pin down into handoff, right out of the triangle offense. No way Steph's man can keep up with that kind of action, and he nails the free throw line jumper. Klay Thompson is the weak side sniper, using an endless series of pin downs to rub his man off for just a sliver of daylight on a catch and shoot mid-range. He too never stops moving without the ball, and so much of their offense is predicated on low post entries that then allow kickouts for easy jump shots. And in transition, he's sprinting right to the corner, and Draymond is always looking to screen to get him open. Iggy can be a real playmaker and finds the open pass, the open shot, and the splash. Draymond sets tons of screens, then feeds off the Big Three's gravity. When AD is worried about the lob to Iggy, there's no one to stop him. The defense would prefer to let Draymond shoot as many threes as possible, but he hits just enough of them to keep the defense honest. And he's always in the right place at the right time, as Iguodala sets him up with a nice drive and dish. No help when Klay, Durant, and Curry suck their defenders far from the action. The least threatening player in the lineup is Iguodala, the guy who can pay attention to the least. This empty corner handoff to the middle caught the defense with no help, and Iguodala can certainly finish when there's no one in his way. The Rockets would rejoice if he took a lot of threes as well. That said, he's making 37.9% of his threes in the playoffs, enough for defenses to play him honest, and that just opens up more space for the big guns. And that brings us to KD, who has gotten the most shots in this lineup during the playoffs. Durant can score from anywhere on the court and has slowly found a great mix between ISO post-ups and coming off the curls for mid-range shots, or just taking over and cold embarrassing guys by nailing three-pointers in their face. This handoff is tough to defend as Durant gets it off high and fast. Notice the nice player and ball movement as they get immediate penetration twice before a kickout leads to a ball screen. Once Durant finds his spot, there's not much you can do, he'll shoot over you. He had a mismatch all last series with the much smaller Holiday guarding him, and if he can find the right matchup versus Houston, he should be able to just turn around and drop 2 points in the bucket whenever he wants. But who needs all the fancy schmancy offense when you can just hand him the ball, clear out, and let him go to work through an isolation? Sometimes in the playoffs, you just need that one guy who can demoralize the opponent with sheer talent and size. The Hampton Five has certainly taken the Warriors to new heights, and when Steve Kerr started them together in games 4 and 5 versus the Pelicans, you got the sense they were all tired of screwing around. It is an interesting question whether Kerr goes to this lineup to start in game 1, since Clint Capella is a tall and physical center that might have a bit of an advantage if Draymond guards him. I suspect D'Antoni would react to this lineup by going small with PJ Tucker at the 5. However you slice it though, this 5-man group has too much of everything. Playmakers, shooters, elite defenders, rim protection. And it's those reasons why I have to pick the Warriors to win this series, as the Rockets won't have enough juice to ride with the Warriors for the entire series. Sports fans, make sure to hit the subscribe button and adjust your settings so you can get notified immediately when we drop another great NBA video. Let us know how you feel with a thumbs up and a comment. After all, at BBallBreakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?